Coming up on Veterans Matters, we continue our look into the Veteran Services Fair held at Eastern Illinois University, Rucksacks to Backpacks. That's coming up next on Veterans Matters.
We are very excited to have the first annual Rucksacks to Backpacks Veteran Services Fair. It was actually inspired by my brother. He works for the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and he goes around the country supporting the Hiring Heroes initiative. And so we wanted to do something similar on Eastern's campus. Instead of having a job fair, we decided to turn it into a service fair because of all the men and women coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan. We wanted to make their transition back into society and reintegration and back into school as seamless as possible. So the whole initiative is to kind of have a one-stop shop for veterans. We have federal, state, and local services here to show their support for the veterans and show what they have to offer and help them out for everything that they've done. This is the least we can do to give back. Also, a huge initiative of this Veteran Services Fair is donating school supplies, because there's several servicemen and women that are coming back, and they're coming back to school and they don't necessarily have the funds to buy the simple necessary school supplies. So through Mike Rabal's office, we want to get a bunch of backpacks and stuff it with all the school supplies a veteran may need when they're returning back to school, because essentially they're dropping their rucksack, and a rucksack is something that they pack with all the essential items that they need to complete a mission and survive while they're out on deployment. So, and then they come back to school and they pick up a backpack, and we essentially want to pack it with everything that they possibly need to have a successful academic life here at Eastern. Why now? That is probably the most important question. Why now? It's because several men and women are coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan, and we're going to have an influx of them, and colleges need to be prepared to serve the needs of the servicemen and women that are coming back, because they're going to hit the campus by storm, and they need to know how to successfully transition back into an academic/civilian environment successfully, so they can be an optimal student here at Eastern. Just to know that there's an array of services within the community and here at Eastern that we're very veteran friendly, and they have a place to turn to when they need something, and they're not alone.
But like, guys like, you and Vietnam veterans, the infantry guys, they were in the field for 30 days, they come back for 3, they come back for 30, they come back for 3, that's what it is.
That's how we do it. We just sneak up and those numbers build.
That's right.
You guys get a chance to go down and see the Army Humvee we got down there.
Oh,
yeah.
I've seen my share of it. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, this is not one of the traditional, like the old Army Humvees. It's an actual H3. It's got the video stereo system in the back, all that. So it's just for fun, for the kids to come check out and
Well, last Humvee I
play
was
video
in
games.
was fully armored and had a turret on it.
Oh yeah, I miss those.
I don't.
Well, I'm sure. How long ago were you in, sir?
I did a year in Iraq.
You're a Navy, you can't
You're
have
in
that
Iraq?
Army stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
private contract.
Okay. How long ago was that?
Oh, 08, 09.
Okay. I was in Iraq in 03 and 04. I was there for the invasion. And we were on Bradley's at the time, thank God. I wasn't in a Humvee.
When'd you serve?
Lexi, what is this? Is this just what is it for?
This application is actually for VA benefits through the Department of Veterans Affairs for your health care, Veterans Health Administration.
I think it might have been that. They gave me an ID card.
They did give you an ID card, but you haven't been to see anybody?
I got dental work done.
You got dental work done? Do you know we've got a clinic here locally in Mattoon?
I think, is it like on Lakeland?
Yeah, Lakeland Boulevard.
I've seen the sign.
Oh,
I
okay.
just never been there.
But you've never been? Maybe you ought to drop in. get hooked up with one of the doctors pretty quick. You go to school here? Do you? Okay. Well, while you're here today, Miss Deb Gerard, she works for our My Healthy Vet program. One of the things that they do, we're trying to streamline our healthcare a little bit, help people be able to have quick access to their labs, be able to order medications, do it by an email if you want to, so you don't have to call the clinic or come by. There's a quick application that she can get you for that. You sign up for My Healthy Vet today, you get that as part of your process and make an appointment with our office so we can get you in there and start seeing a doctor at the VA. Well, you may not need it today, but you can get your annual physical from us. At some point in the future, that'll be more important, so you want to stay active in the system. Your OEF, OIF, I'm assuming, is, well, right now is a good opportunity, a good window for you to get in. They've offered you, you get 5 years of health care coming back free, so it's not going to cost you anything for co-pays or anything for medications or anything like that. So after that, you're already locked into the system, so you're always going to be able to receive that VA health care in the future. Once you get a little bit older, I mean, I'm 36 years old. Once you get a little bit older, I got 3 kids and stuff, things get different. You need that health care. It gives you an option that some people don't have. You know, they're looking for health care, trying to find some place to get insurance. You're going to be covered by the VA, and you're going to have access to your care. With My Healthy Vet, you'll have real-time access to your care 24 hours a day. I served in the United States Navy. I got out in 1998. I had the opportunity of serving there, but I've been out for a few years, and at first I thought maybe I want to make a career out of the military, and it didn't work out for me. But what I did was I found out that working for the Department of Veterans Affairs, I still get an opportunity to serve. I still get that opportunity to be around other veterans and help them. And that's one of the things that's unique about veterans healthcare through the Department of Veterans Affairs is you get a lot of people there that are veterans. They understand the needs of the vets, and they're doing their best to make sure that they're giving them everything that they can and taking care of them as best as possible. I think this is it's an amazing opportunity. Anytime somebody does a veterans outreach like this, it lets us know that it's not just the Department of Veterans Affairs that cares about our veterans when they're coming back. To see all these people here who have set up booths, to see that Eastern is taking a part in that the Veterans Affairs Department here on the campus is being proactive, trying to get these veterans the health care that they need. It tells us that, number one, the Department of Veterans Affairs is doing their job advertising and letting them know, hey, we're here, but that communities are partnering with us, and they're making sure that they're helping the veterans to understand that the access that they have here in the local community.
I need to fill this out and take it to you guys on that too.
Yes, sir, or if you want to fill it out before you leave today, I'll take it back.
I said if you've got my copy, you'll give it to me.
Yeah, sure.
This vehicle is called the Mobile Outreach Vehicle. Essentially what we do is do rural outreach into the veteran community, to provide services, readjustment counseling services to the veterans that are unable to make it into the cities to where the stationary vet centers are located. The vehicle can be used multifaceted reasons, anything from helping veterans file their referrals to filing claims, ordering DD-214s. If they do need to make an appointment to see somebody at the VA clinic or a vet center, we can also work that out as well. It's essentially a one-stop shop to where we can make referrals and sit down and let the veterans know that the services are made available to where it's harder for them to reach the resources and whatnot. We come to events like this, the Eastern Illinois University Service Fair. It's geared towards veterans and stuff like that. We receive the invite, we come in, make our presence known. It essentially is a large billboard that attracts veterans or whatnot to the vehicle so they can come in, see what we have to offer, and we do what we can to make sure we provide the best quality care for the veterans and their families. Well, first things first, I'll give them a rundown of the history and the mission of what the vet centers are. Readjustment and Counseling Services was started for Vietnam veterans by Vietnam veterans to help them readjust back into civilian life from war and back into civilian life. And ultimately, it's grown over the time to we're over 300 strong vet centers nationwide and throughout the American territories, and roughly 50 to 75 outreach vehicles nationwide that do the same mission as this vehicle does. And essentially, the biggest concerns that the veterans want to know is the VA healthcare. They want to know more about what vet centers do, what services we offer. Like I said, we make referrals, and we are kind of a link pin between the Department of Veterans Affairs, the Veterans Health Administrations, and the Veterans Benefit Administration, and any other organization that associated with veterans to make sure that they're getting the best quality care and get them geared towards the right direction, because most of the younger veterans, or even some of the older veterans now, are retiring and stuff like that, and they have questions, and we try to answer them as best as we can so they can get the benefits that they have earned by serving their country. To me, it's very humbling to come to this university. I've heard a lot about the Black Knights and how well they're organized with their veteran organizations, and to see all the vendors and whatnot show up with the traveling wall is always a very humbling situation for me to encounter, and to just get around and network with the other vendors and who I've seen in other events from time to time, and to see that they're still along with the mission, and how we all collaborate together and sort of offer our services to where, if they come to the wrong table, I can just point them over to the other table to say, hey, if you're wanting a job, go over there and talk to, the employment rep, or if the employment rep feels that, it's somebody that could possibly benefit more from being enrolled in healthcare benefits or stuff like that, then they might send them over to us. I served 4 years active duty Marine Corps from 02 to 06, and I did one tour in Iraq and Camp Fallujah from February of 05 to September of 05 as a truck driver running convoy ops.
Everything comes full circle for you. Why did you choose to do this post-serve time?
Well, essentially the same reasons I joined the military, to serve my country and whatnot, and coming home and receiving the care before I was actually employed at the VA. I began to realize that, maybe this is my calling to get into the social service field and give back to those who have helped me readjust and reintegrate back into society and stuff like that. So like you said, it comes around full circle, and it's worked out well, and I really love doing it. I love being around veterans, and I love being around the different organizations, so I'm constantly learning, so that way I can pass on the information that's needed.
Thank you very much. I've met the rest of the crew here, so I want to be sure and shake hands with you.
Yeah, I met them already. I love talking to you guys. I went to go actually see the traveling wall that you built a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy to be our veterans.
Well, that's the first time I've seen it. It's coming to Danville. So anyway, I just want to shake hands with you. Thank you for your service, your sacrifice. What are you doing now?
I work for the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and I coordinate hiring fairs for Hiring Our Heroes to try to get veterans jobs.
Sure, great. Well, that's kind of what this is. I saw in the morning news yesterday having a hiring heroes.
In Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I coordinated that fair. So
good.
It makes me happy to get back to the veteran community, especially nowadays.
Yeah, it sure does.
So,
Well, we remember the Vietnam days, and we don't want people coming home anymore.
right. These people are getting appreciated these days. And that's why we give credit. I like supporting Vietnam vets the most because, they're just forgotten vets.
Right. Well, I was a little young for that. So a little young, about 6 months too young for Vietnam. So, but anyway, well, thank you again. It's good to meet you. God bless. Take care now.
I am currently serving in the United States Marine Corps, and I am a reservist out of Joliet, Illinois at 4th Recon. I've been in the military service for about 3 years now. About 2 years of that service was active duty. I got shot in the knee in Afghanistan in 2011 and June 30th. Came home in August of 2011, and from there I became a full-time student at College of DuPage, and I currently work for the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, the Hiring Our Heroes initiative. For veterans of today, the military has realized that it's more than just their service. It's about their schooling, their education, their families. And that's what these veteran service organizations do, is that they help give the veterans guidance, and they help them go along the path that, a structured path that the military essentially gave them. Being in the military, always having structure, well, these veteran service organizations give them that structure, and it allows that veteran to have an easier transition, an easier slide into everyday life.
And what is next for you? You said you're still serving at this time?
Yes. Right now, I am a full-time student in College of DuPage. I plan to work at the U.S. Chamber for the next few years as well, and I'm going to get my degree within the next few years, and we'll see from there. Receiving the Purple Heart, it was one of the worst things that could have happened to me, but it's also one of the best things because it opens up doors. Just like joining the military, it opens doors up to another community that many people don't experience. Being a Purple Heart recipient is very important to me, and I take a lot of pride and honor in my award and the benefits that are opened up to me by other Purple Heart recipients, and there's a nice camaraderie between recipients.
Yeah, you better get that.
Here you go, back here.
Armstrong.
Ride those two.
Find your spot.
I want what I had, so I told you.
Yeah.
What if I had to get one hat?
How you doing? Good to see you.
Well, I think it's important to recognize the role that veterans have played in the history of our country, protecting our freedoms, but also, in particular for EIU, the role our veterans play when they're students here. Sure, they're here to get an education, but it's really great they're side by side with our students in classes, and in some cases, like with Greg over here, a member of student government, so that our students get to see discipline, hard work, goal-oriented approach to things. So it just rubs off on our students, and it's great that they have that experience, and it's great that we're able to provide some educational opportunities for veterans.
There are opportunities for veterans, and there's a large number of student veterans on this campus. What is their role here on this university?
Well, of course, their number one role is to get an education, but I think every student has a role in building a university, because the way they work in class, the way they interact with the faculty, they really build that two-way street between faculty and students, that learning process. It is two-way, it is cooperative, it is collaborative. And so the veterans have a special role in bringing to the classroom and bringing to the campus experiences, world experiences and life experiences that are benefit to everybody here.
A lot of veterans be more happy to come out.
You need any more than that.
We're
We're in the phone book.
Let me take a few of these.
Yeah, take all you want.
Well, I think that it can update veterans on new benefits that are available for them, make them aware of benefits that possibly they didn't know that they had, make us as a veterans organization aware of what the veterans' needs are so that we could better serve them, make the university more aware of what the concerns of the student veterans are and how they can better assist them. And I think it just facilitates a type of cooperation and communication that allows those people who are providing the services to meet with those people who needs the services, to determine what those services need to be and to cooperate together and getting the mission done. It's a totally military type operation. I think that it's a great advantage that veterans have is that we're well accomplished in conflict resolution. And a lot of times there are a lot of different paths to a solution to different problems, and people may have different opinions or different perspectives on how a thing needs to be accomplished. But I think we all agree on what the needs are that need to be accomplished. The thing about military veterans is that they know that they either lead, follow, or get out of the way. So once the decision has been made on how something's to be accomplished, they all follow in and support that decision and follow through see that it gets done. Additionally, no matter what the flaws are in the systems that are in place, veterans just won't let veterans walk away from each other. If there's a veteran in need and he's unsatisfied with the services he's getting, our solution is not to discard the veteran, but to improve the services.
And then once you're finished, you can have a seat right there, and they will call you in there and get all your testing.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm the caretaker of the traveling memorial wall that several Gold Star families put together. I'm bringing here today to honor and Don't forget the fallen soldiers from the Operation Enduring Freedom, and here to honor them and just present the fallen of the state of Illinois to the public and to Eastern Illinois University. I have a son here on the wall. His name is Philip. We lost him in January 2008 over in Iraq, up by the Tigris River. Well, it's just to bring it around, meet other Gold Star families. When I say families, I mean friends, cousins, uncles, not only just the father and the mother, but also anybody that knew the fallen. I take it around different areas throughout the state of Illinois. I meet Gold Star families, and we're just here to be with each other together, walk in the shoes with the other ones.
Thank you so much for coming out this afternoon and to support veterans. We really appreciate it. This fair would not be possible without you guys or be as magnificent as it has been. So thank you very, very much. We have a very special speaker for the moment of silence at noon. He is an appointed service officer from the VFW and American Legion in Mattoon, as well as a combat veteran from Vietnam, Mr. Bill Highland.
Our veterans today are very important to us, as we all know. That's why you're here, to help these veterans. But there's one thing about these veterans today that are different from all other veterans of the past wars, conflicts, police actions, whatever the politicians used to call their problems. That is that these veterans of today of the Iraq and Afghan war, they are 1% that are keeping the rights of the American people and freeing another person, another people from another country, 10,000 miles away from home again. 1% of these young veterans are the people that we're here to help today. And I wish there were more here. Maybe there will be some come in and go out. Definitely, if you see them, thank them for their service. At this time, if you would, could we have just a moment of silence for all of our deceased veterans from past, present? Thank you.
from what you've seen, tell me what you think about this type of fair.
I think it's a great thing to have at our hiring fairs with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. We host job fairs, but we also have veteran service organizations to allow veterans to realize all the opportunities that are out there for them. And my sister's fair is doing exactly what our fairs and the chamber do, is to enlighten veterans on what there is out there, and if they are hard on times, if they need help, there's always someone that is willing to reach out and help them.